Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Horsemen Hangout. Today is March the 10th, 2015. We are joined by three of the four horsemen and the fifth seat of the horsemen, I should say. I'm your host, Justin. Joining us today, to my left, that I can see, is Mr. Stephen Page right there. What's up, Steve? There it is. Mr. Rue TV, some bad lighting there. Just got home from the gym. He looks like he's glistening.
Yeah,
Glistening.
yeah. Hey, glistening. Hey, I like donuts that are glistening. Who likes donuts in this room? Raise your hand. I do. I do.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make myself somewhat similar to a donut.
All right. Thank you, Root TV. And Mr. Lane, sir, sporting his new hat there he got from Lids yesterday. Now, explain to the audience, what is that?
Well, that's an original 6 NHL hat. I've always wanted to get this hat. This honors the forefathers of the National Hockey League. You have right here, if you all could see that, you got all the American and hockey teams there. You have the Red Wings, the Canadians, and the Blackhawks right there. Then on the other side, you got the Bruins, Rangers, and Maple Leafs. So,
Beautiful.
yep.
That's awesome. It's crazy to think it was only 6 to start, but it's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Hey, all right. Before we get started with some things, I had some business to take care of. Last week we didn't have a show, but we had a couple birthdays. So one person who's not on the show, but it's kind of related to the show, is Torino GT. Mr. Royal Page had a birthday, right, Steve? What day was that?
Yes, that was Thursday, I believe, last Thursday.
Okay, well, we here at the Horseman Hangout wish him a big happy birthday. I saw on his Facebook he is down in Myrtle Beach, it looks like.
Yes, Myrtle Beach, yeah.
Myrtle Beach. That's a good spot. I was there a couple times. And then also we had a birthday on March the 2nd. My brother, Mr. Rue TV. Happy birthday, Rue. If anybody wants to wish him a happy birthday, you can go ahead and do that right now.
Happy birthday there, Rue.
I missed that. I don't know if I sent you a message.
Thanks to y'all. Thanks to y'all. I feel 34 years young. 34 years young. Yep. I've got the WWE Network on right now, and I'm celebrating with Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar.
What are you watching?
Well, I've got one of my birthday presents. That was a good segue. And then if I could flip my camera, is a new I don't see the button anyway. The new Roku device. And in my living room, I've got the streaming WrestleMania Rewind of Eddie. I don't know exactly which this is. I'm going to assume it's WrestleMania 20, but they're showing Eddie versus Brock. So.
Yeah, it's No Way Out, if I'm correct. It's the No Way Out.
Oh, yes, when Eddie won the title. Okay, gotcha.
Right. If you can see that.
I thought you had a Roku. What's so much better about that one?
Well, I had one for my bedroom, which was a smart TV, but I needed another one for out here because it's a different type of TV. I needed the box here, so.
Cool. Yeah, I have a Roku. I actually was thinking about. Actually, I got to write that down on our things to talk about. I was thinking about getting Apple TV. They just announced that they're going to exclusively stream HBO Go, but well, you know what? Let's ask Mr. Lane now, since he's the tech guy. Did you hear about the Apple, the iWatch? Is that what it's called? The iWatch?
Yeah, I heard about that also, and I also heard about they're supposed to be making like a MacBook, which is supposed to be a 12-inch screen. That's going to be interesting as well. Yes, I heard about the iWatch, but it's a lot now. It's no joke. See, the starting price for that's like $350, and it goes up to really $1,000, depending on the brand you want. Now, speaking of Apple products, ladies and gentlemen, you all been waiting for this little announcement. Me and Justin had talked about this in private. He along with Z FaceTimed me a few days ago from Clearwater. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I got myself a new iPhone, and I got myself the iPhone 6 Plus. 6 Plus, ladies and gentlemen. 6 Plus with the outer box. So I'm for real, man.
Mr.
iPhone
Lane,
6 Plus.
I'm jealous.
What's up?
I am frankly jealous, and if you could, now I have the 6 standard. If you could show us the size difference between your hand and the size in relation to
I'm
your
listening.
So give a little size comparison between your hand and the phone, the 6 Plus, so we can have an idea
Yep.
of how big this phone is.
Yeah,
What?
as you can see right there, there's my hand underneath the phone. I
Gripping
love
that.
this thing. It's huge. It's what I wanted it. Yeah, I have a good grip on this one. It's my iPhone 6 Plus.
Beautiful.
Right there. Got the outer box, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Does that fit in your pocket?
Will it fit in my pocket? Yes. Yes, it will.
All right.
It will fit in my pocket. So I love this thing. It's beautiful. Huge iPhone. So
Cool.
I can get messages,
Cool.
all that fun stuff. And the battery power is beautiful too. See, I can charge this thing, I can have a whole day really with this iPhone. I didn't have to charge it today. I didn't even have to charge it in my truck. So I love this thing. I have about like 28% left. I don't know if y'all can see that right there. Let me
Well,
see there. That's the AT&T. I know y'all have Verizon.
I'm going to suggest that maybe.
There it is.
I'm going to suggest that maybe in the coming weeks, particularly maybe WrestleMania week, maybe even WrestleMania night, you may have to you may have to do it. You may have to do a demonstration of that phone at your house. And Mr. Justin, you've never even been to Mr. Lane's place before. Now, do you mind maybe stopping by and watching an event there?
He's never
Sure.
been to my apartment yet. No.
Sure.
That's the point. That's what I was saying. That's the point of it. Yep.
Hey, if the invite's there, and if that's the case, then I'd be glad to. I'd be glad to.
Well, I frankly just invited myself over, so I better not do that.
That's not very friendly. But anyway, let's jump around here. We got a lot to talk about.
Mum on that.
Yeah, mum on that. So, a lot to talk about wrestling. I'll just let you guys know. This past weekend, I wish Dorsey was here. We went to Florida, saw a couple spring training games, had our flight delayed at the airport on the way home. Didn't get in until 2 a.m. But on Sunday, we actually got to check out Hogan's Beach Shop on Clearwater Beach. It was pretty cool. Saw some of the merchandise that they have there in the store. Everything signed. It's a lot of really cool stuff that he had over the years from his movies and his wrestling days. Also, Root TV can attest to this. Back in 2 years ago, we went down, or 2 or 3 years ago, we went down and saw his restaurant down there. And we got a tweet, and we found out that Hogan would be in his restaurant the same night that we were going to be in Clearwater. So we ventured out, went to his restaurant, had dinner. He was dining there with, I believe, his girlfriend, who's now his wife, Eric Bischoff, and his wife, I think. And we were
Brutus?
told.
I think Brutus might have been there.
Brutus? Was Brutus there? We were.
No, somebody else.
Brian Knobs.
Knobs? Are you there, Justin? Looks like you froze. He is frozen. In typical Horsemen Hangout fashion, our host is frozen.
Oh boy.
Technical difficulties in this.
Yeah.
Winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
frozen.
Meanwhile, we'll just talk about the weather. I mean, I just saw a photo. I think I saw a photo on Mr. Page's page. I saw that the snow was melting in your state there, Steve.
Oh, that was just a joke.
Or is he frozen too?
I saw a little grass in the yard yesterday. So
Mr. Lane, how about you text Mr. Justin and tell him he's frozen?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to let him know about this. I gotta see what the heck's going on here.
Not
Hold
sure.
on, I'll text him right now.
Stephen Page, have you talked
I'm gonna see what's good.
Stephen Page, have you talked to Real Mark Golden lately?
yeah, I tweet him every now and again.
Yeah, he's busy on wrestling Wednesday nights. I know this is Tuesday, but he's busy on Wednesday night wrestling nights. He's big on NXT, Lucha Underground, and what else is on Wednesday nights? Just those two, I think, right?
Just those two, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to catch up on my Lucha. Although NXT always a solid wrestling card, but
I've told Mark, the Lucha Underground is just not my thing.
I know you're not one for the soap opera type backstage musical background type.
No, no. It's not that. It's just I don't know. All the wrestlers seem the same to me.
Well, I understand that, and I think they should incorporate more unmasked wrestlers, and not to sound stereotypical. Or my Comcast just completely went out. He says, "Oh my."
Yeah, wow. Oh
He
my
just text,
goodness, that's not good.
I just read that. I just read that from a text message, Stephen. Our host said his Comcast just went out. So, well, in any event,
That's terrible.
we're still live on the air here.
Yes,
So,
we
in any
are.
event, well, what I was saying was, and I think Stephen will agree with me, is I like Lucha, but I don't really care. I never really was a big fan of masked wrestlers because, not that they don't work hard and they're not good workers, and I respect that, but I always liked a worker like an Eddie Guerrero, who you can actually see his personality and his emotions, and cut good promos and things like that. Where Eddie was the lucha style, but he wasn't really, at least mainstream wise, he wasn't under a mask. What's your opinion on that, Stephen?
Yeah, I agree. I think you need to see that emotion, and I think they have their place. Like WCW used them as the cruiserweight division, and it was okay for WCW, but they weren't the center point of the show. Whereas it seems as Lucha Underground that's all it is.
Right.
I mean, they have John Morrison, or whatever his name is now,
Johnny Mundo.
or something.
Right.
As their champion, I guess. Like I've said before, I don't get. Maybe if I got the English speaking version, it would be easier to follow.
Yeah.
I get it on my Spanish speaking channels, and it's just
that's same with us. In Philly, we get it on probably the same Spanish speaking channel that you have.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Lane.
Yes.
We're technically still on the air, so if Mr. Z's watching, why don't you give us your thoughts on this Eagles thing real quick? And then if we do another hangout, whenever we have Mr. Justin and Z, of course you'll have to reiterate your points. But what is your opinion on this debacle of Eagles crap going on today?
Well, I'm a little surprised that they let go of Mr. Nick Foles. I mean, they let him go. Just traded him for Sam Bradford. I think we got to see who the heck the quarterback's going to be, because right now the Eagles have two quarterbacks. Foles got traded, and then you got Bradford. It's really quarterbacks. Sanchez signed a 2-year contract, I think, yesterday, and then you also have Bradford, with the Eagles now. Now that okay, here comes let's see here. Is he back on the air? Here we go.
How do you know?
I hope Justin's on the air here.
So you guys signed Sanchez?
Can you see me?
I see you.
Question is, do you see us?
Yes. All right. My Comcast. I shut my TV off. Hold on.
Are you professional?
I just lost my Comcast. That's not my fault. What the hell? I actually was doing a solo. All right. Anyway.
I think you were doing that Villanova bathroom Slim Jim slapping.
Yesterday. Where were we?
So wrong.
We were talking about Hulk Hogan.
I think we finished.
Anyway. So I gotta get back into the flow. After you guys, I thought you guys were the ones that were frozen. I couldn't see you, so I was like going off rambling all by myself doing a solo show. Little did I know I wasn't even on the internet. And I saw my connectivity. I said, "Shit." Pardon my French.
He literally said that.
All right, let's move on. The NFL. This is what I was talking about when I was offline and you guys weren't here. I'll give my 2 cents on the travesty that happened today. Okay. In Philadelphia here, the city of brotherly love, our head coach / general manager Chip Kelly decided to trade quarterback Nick Foles who had a great record. 2 seasons ago, I believe, had 27 touchdowns versus 2 interceptions. He traded him to the St. Louis Rams for Sam Bradford, who tore his ACL 2 years in a row and has never really lived up to his number 1 overall pick hype. And to boot, we also gave up a second-round pick, fourth-round pick, and pretty much everyone I've talked to and everyone I've read is furious about this trade. And if this is what it is, and it doesn't work out for Chip Kelly, this may go down as one of the worst trades in the history of Philadelphia. I think it's a terrible trade. I was a Nick Foles. I was okay with Nick Foles. I wanted better. I wanted Mariota, but I was okay if they kept him. Bringing in this guy, Bradford, and giving up the draft picks, I just am furious along with everyone else. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. I know I don't know if Steve is tuned into the Eagles as much as me and Mr. Lane are, but and then to go along with that, Shady McCoy going to the Bills. That's who knows? That might be a good move, but we'll see. We'll see. Running backs tend to go on the decline after they turn 27, which McCoy is right now. So
he can go join Mr. Footboy up there in Buffalo.
What'd you say there, Steve? I missed it.
I said he can go join Mr. Footboy up there in Buffalo.
Mr. Lane, you got something right on the boogie board there. What does that say?
I only heard a little bit. Well, this is really the battle of the Eagle quarterbacks. You have I misspelled Sanchez's name, so my bad. It's Sanchez on the bottom, Bradford on the top, because that's really the quarterbacks the Eagles have as of right now. Sam Bradford against Mark Sanchez.
The guy that used to be with the Jets, right?
Yeah, Sanchez was with the Jets.
That's correct. Yeah, he was a New York Jet. Yes, that's correct. Because right now the Eagles have 2 quarterbacks. See, they just signed Sanchez contract. I think it's worth $16 million, something like that. And he's still an Eagle. And then you also got, Bradford, who, like you just said, Justin, is injury prone. So that's a major question mark. Do you trade? Because I wouldn't be surprised if Bradford is going to get traded again. It wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles, which would not surprise me one bit. It would fit his style of offense. Maybe it would be a high risk, high reward if you do that. As far as the Eagles are concerned. But I want to talk about, if I may take over a little bit, I would like to talk about today's NFL moves. Now, Revis did not honor his, they dropped this, I think, $20 million contract.
Right.
I mean,
right.
They didn't pick up his option. That's correct.
Vince Wilfork is no longer New England Patriots as of right now either.
Right, that's correct, too.
Revis is with the Jets.
That guy is the heart and soul of the New England Patriots. I mean, that guy was a great player. Everybody calls him a fat guy, but you know what? I wouldn't call him fat, and I'm fat. I would not go out and call that dude fat.
Yeah, he was a very solid nose tackle. And speaking of nose tackles, let's talk about a couple of nose tackles. Dominican Sue. Let's see, a Miami Dolphin, and then you also have Hirodi Nada, who's now a Detroit Lion. Hirodi Nada, who used to play for the Ravens, is now a Detroit Lion now. And then there's also another one, a former Bronco, Terrence Knighton, former Bronco now. So you got some teams that are pursuing him, so he's no longer a Bronco. And then there's another Denver Bronco, who's a tight end, and I think he signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Julius Thomas. So he's no longer a. I think he did sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars, so he's no longer a Bronco.
The Patriots didn't sign Revis, right? I said the Patriots didn't re-sign Revis, right?
Wait a minute. I'm looking at my NFL news now. I don't know. Because I think he might still be a free agent.
Revis signed with the
Hold
Jets.
on, let me see what NFL.com's got here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Nada is now. Oh, Revis.
Yeah,
He signed with the Jets?
Yeah.
How do you win a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots?
Yeah, and
That's
then
just
I want to throw in one of the big stories of the day that I thought was Jimmy Graham, superstar tight end for the New Orleans Saints, getting traded to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, that just makes Seattle a lot scarier. You know, they re-signed Marshawn Lynch, so he's back. Of course, they got Russell Wilson. They got those fast wideouts there, and now you add Jimmy Graham, probably the best tight end in the league. And with that defense, I don't know who's going to stop Seattle there. Mr. Lane is showing his iPad there.
I don't know. I love my Patriots, but it's not looking good. I mean,
Yeah, that's
with
crazy.
Vince Wilfork gone,
Yeah, but
Revis signing with the Jets.
Steve, don't count out that man, Bill Belichick. He's a pretty smart dude.
And I'm not losing my doubt. I love the New England Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan just like you guys are, diehard Eagles fans. I'm just saying it's going to be tough to defend. Anyways, it's always tough to defend an NFL title, It's always tough to repeat as a champion, let alone those players. Yeah,
True.
we see that. Revis to the Jets. We got it.
True.
I just want to make sure everyone got it. I'm shocked too. I was shocked too. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe he signed with the Jets. And I feel bad for Steve, man. I really do, because I felt happy for Revis that he won the Super Bowl with probably the premier team in all the NFL, the New England Patriots. Okay, I'm shocked about that one.
Why would you go from a great team to
the Jets?
A bad team. Back to the team that you left because it was such shit when you left.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Going back.
Hang on one second, Mr. Root TV.
Yeah.
How would you rank today on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best for the Eagles?
Well, the question that I wanted to pose was, Mr. Z obviously isn't here today.
To Root TV.
But I'm curious what Mr. Z thinks about this move, because he's a perfect example of someone who I believe ripped a lot on Nick Foles this past year. So if you technically ripped on Nick Foles and said he was a paper champion, not a good QB, technically shouldn't you be in favor of this move to dump Nick Foles? I'm curious what Mr. Z thinks about this move.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And Mr. Z is not here to answer that question, but I think we should raise it on Twitter, or maybe we should raise it next time on the show. I'm sure he'd be glad to answer that, but as we had many conversations in Florida, and we talked about the NFL over a couple beers, and he really wanted to. He wished that the Cowboys would bring back Dez Bryant, which it looks like they are. They're putting the franchise tag on him. He really wants them to bring back DeMarco Murray, but it seems to be, well, today there was 2 reports out there that there were interest from the Philadelphia Eagles and also the Jacksonville Jaguars. So maybe the Eagles end up getting Z's favorite player. That would be a real a coup, as they say there, for the Eagles. But anyway,
I would like to also point out our sponsor, and this is something that we all can enjoy and reap the benefits of. VitaFusion Multi-Vites Gummy Vitamins. You've got 5 different flavors in here: orange, berry, strawberry, etc., peach. You can have these in the privacy of your own home. They are gummies, and they are great. You can just pop these gummies. You've got, there's one there. Where's my camera? There's a gummy right there. Let's eat them right now. Gummies. Vita Gummies. Stay healthy, Horsemen. Available at Rite Aid.
Stay healthy, Horsemen is the slogan for that. All right. Let's move on here. On my list here, we got to get into some wrestling talk. But first, let's break up the serious talk and do a little trivia here. The 4 of you gathered. I came up with a quick trivia. Let me flip this page here. Okay. Not really related to anything in the news or anything in general. I just wanted to do this trivia. I thought it would be fun. So for the 3 of you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to yell out a professional wrestler's name, and you have to tell me what is the name of their finishing maneuver. Okay? Finishing maneuvers. And first person to yell out the correct answer gets the point. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I have listed here. So, you guys ready for a little quick trivia?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
All right.
oh yeah.
Professional wrestler number 1. What is the finishing move of Mr. AJ Styles?
A Styles Clash.
Clash.
Mr. Rue TV beat Mr. Page to it there, so I'll give that one to Rue. Mr. Lane, are you an AJ Styles fan? Or you didn't chime in there?
I think Mr. Lane's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Mr.
Let
Lane,
that- Yes.
he's either dead or frozen. Mr. Lane, come Earth to Lane.
Well, who knows? He may have gotten that answer right if he wasn't frozen, but
I thought you were gonna.
I'm not
Oh,
doing
oh,
a frozen
oh, 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 oh.
pose here, guys.
I think he was mocking you because you asked him about AJ Styles and he didn't care to answer.
no. Oh, there he is. I got you now.
Sure y'all saw. So I make sure y'all saw me. I'm trying to do my little dance here.
Ooh yeah, got that groove thing.
Wait,
All
what?
about
Why are you
uptown-
dancing?
Mr. Lane is all about that, giving us that uptown funk. Going to give it to us.
What?
Uptown funk.
All right,
The uptown funk.
let's go to question number 2 here. What wrestler? What was the finishing move of this wrestler?
Y'all see me.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Cobra Clutch.
Rue TV gets it. Cobra Clutch is correct. I think Steven said Camel Clutch a little late.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically he did. Well, he did a camel clutch when he was a heel,
Cobra
and then
Clutch.
but his regular move was similar to $1 Million Dream, a Cobra Clutch sleeper.
I got it wrong. Okay.
Yeah, Cobra Clutch. All right. Next up.
Iron Sheik's finisher.
Yeah, correct.
But he did use it. But Slaughter did use it in '91 when he was a heel.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was called the Cobra Clutch, right?
No. The Cobra Clutch is, think of the $1 Million Dream. It's similar to that, and he uses that when he comes. He used that before as a face, and he uses it when he comes back and does these one shots on Raw. It's basically a kind of a sleeper hold.
Right.
Type
I do recall that. So you're telling me that he used both the Cobra Clutch and the Camel Clutch?
Yes, he used
it.
He used the camel clutch when he was with General Akbar in
Yeah. Do you remember when he was?
War.
When he was a heel, he had the Iron Sheik as one of his managers, and he kind of adapted his finisher, the Camel Clutch, when he was a heel. This was '91 against Hogan.
Yeah, when he was the sympathizer, Iraqi sympathizer.
Right. I think Justin froze again, by the way.
I think so too. It's a weird pose to freeze in too.
It is a weird pose. It looks like he is literally slapping it to that Slim Jim.
Oh
Well.
my goodness.
All I said was Camel Clutch, Cobra Clutch. I guess it set him off. All right.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with this because I mean, I have Verizon BIOS. I hope y'all can see me and hear me just fine. I was just trying to dance my way on.
Great match.
You know, I just want to-
Great
you
match right
all
now.
saw-
Great match right now, guys, on the network. I'm looking at Eddie Guerrero against Kurt Angle from WrestleMania. Great match.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great match right now live on the network.
Okay.
Well, taped from 2003, of course, but 4. But
Right.
Mr. Lane,
They're
did you watch-
supposed to have WWE Countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr.
I watched the WWE Network. Yeah, but I'm
Did you
sorry,
watch-
but yeah, they
you,
they
did-
also yes.
Did you catch any of Raw last night, Mr. Lane?
Speaking of Raw last night, I actually got it on. I actually have something from my Instagram that I'll show you guys.
Let's see.
You have Instagram, Steven?
I do, but I really don't use it. I don't see the point in it really, but
Oh wow, look at that. RKO.
Table.
RKO right there.
Yeah, this is my Instagram right here. There's my Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, read them and weep. Mr. Lane, sir, 99.
Mr. Lane, sir, accept no
Hold on, let me
invitation.
play the top. Can you guys hear my phone or no?
Yes,
Ooh,
we can.
yeah. Did that table not break initially? Oh, it did.
It broke. It broke, yeah. Well, I had, let's see, I had about 12 likes on this one.
And he gave
And it was like anonymous likes.
to Seth Rollins last night, apparently.
Yeah, he did. That's correct. He did.
I
Very
missed
true,
it.
man. He did. That's absolutely correct.
Just a picture that somebody had taken. Did they show it on the actual broadcast, or did they kind of cut it away? Because I didn't see it myself.
Well, it's if you Google it, it'll probably be posted on Google, Instagram, probably Facebook if you that. But yeah, it was interesting. I DVR'd Raw.
Yeah, I DVR'd Raw 2 last night. I watched it. It was semi